Your life, your dreams, your power. Better hold it. Hold your power. Hold your power, baby. Hold your power. Hold your power. Hold your power. Hold your power.
Welcome to Hold Your Power, guys. But before I get started, I would like to apologize to each one of you for not uploading part 3 of Getting You Ready for Love in a timely manner. Moving forward, I promise to upload 1 or 2 videos each week. So goodbye to long delays. I also hope you enjoy the new theme song and let me know what you think about it in the comment section down below. I'm sure you will agree you must continue working on your goals, and if you have slacked up or need a boost, go back and listen to part 1 and 2. Do not let your goals sit and fester. Focus on what is ahead in 2021 and keep walking up that ladder. Believe that your goals is within reach. Believe that self-love, romantic love, and real love is waiting for you. So Power Radiants, here we go with part 3 of Getting You Ready for Love. Let me start with talking about some of the common signs, traits, characteristics, or red flags you may want to pay attention to when getting to know a potential mate, and some of the behaviors of an emotional, unavailable person. One of the things I want you to keep in mind is that these behaviors may show itself in males as well as females. Here are some of the common signs of an emotionally unavailable person. They will avoid long-term relationships, and this is because more than likely he or she will leave if a relationship seems to be getting serious. Sometimes intimacy and affection will be avoided, and many plans to get together with you will be canceled. Oftentimes you may feel like you are not in a romantic relationship, but more like an associate or friend. It will not matter that you went out of your way to do something special for him or her, because they might not show any signs of appreciation or put forth much effort in trying to understand you and your feelings. They can come across as being very selfish and do not show much emotion about anything. Usually it is all about what he or she need and want. They are not good at reading emotions and a master at avoiding conflict, or they act like an argument or misunderstanding never happened. You may feel like no effort is put into maintaining the relationship and become frustrated because the more you try to get closer, the more he or she will pull away. They are defensive and blame others for their problems. What it's really all about, Power Radiants, is putting emotional distance between the both of you. Be careful to not neglect yourself to care for a person like this. Now, some people with behaviors such as this are willing to change, and it might just work out over time. But until he's willing to work things out, be prepared to deal with a one-sided relationship. You can seek counseling, but guard your mental health and don't try to fix the person. Educate yourself on the signs and causes of emotional unavailable people. But the question I ask you is, how do you view your self-worth? Always check your self-worth when dealing with behaviors that cause you hurt or pain. There are some great books, Power Radiants, that I have read on a variety of topics about relationships that are written by qualified therapists or people that have put in the work researching relationships. So my homework assignment for you is to find a book on the relationship problems you may have and educate yourself. Let's move on to the liar. I won't talk much on this topic because we know what the definition of a liar is, but we must watch out for the games liars play. We all lie, but there is a big difference in white lies versus purple lies. White lies are often told to spare someone's feelings or to save you from saying a flat out no. Usually white lies are not meant to hurt someone, but those purple lies can cause great harm, hurt, and pain. When you're dating someone that has lied to you repeatedly since day one, it's time to move on. Ask yourself, can you trust a liar? Did the liar start out from the first meeting, telling you stories that started off small, but as the conversation continued, the stories took on a life by itself? And now 2 months or a year later, you find out he's married or his roommate is actually his girlfriend, or the car seat that belongs to his child and not a niece. Or maybe he's told you that he's waiting for an inheritance from grandparents that doesn't exist. Or maybe you found out that his secret job really means he has no job. And then there's blah 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 blah. Pomeranians falling in love with a liar can cause you physical and emotional pain. I don't want to sound redundant, but there are many books out there on the topic about liars in relationships. Educate yourself about scammers and liars. Learn to question what he or she is doing outside of that high or fantasy you have of the person. Turn off the romantic feelings you get as you are wooed off your feet. Put those feelings aside until you find out more about him or her. Now let's move on to the player. The player is just that. He comes out to play and go home. Pomeranians, you will never get far with someone who has decided they want to be a player. Some are good at it and some are bad. But the one thing that remains the same is that more than likely you are in the dark about them playing this mouse and cat game. And if you're not careful, your heart will be broken. You might meet his family or friends, but don't count on them to tell you he's playing you. Players have no intention of being serious about the relationship, and you will always feel left out. You may find that when the player disappears for a few hours, they will always have one of their trusted friends or relatives that will lie for them. And don't get angry, Pomeranians, at the relatives or friends. You may not never catch on to all the games they play, but you will recognize some of the characteristics of a player. You can't stop someone who's trying to play you. But I believe with educating yourself about the games people play, you will recognize a player and know when to walk away. There are books out there on the topic. Do your homework, Pomeranians. Look out for people that will do anything to bait you into forming a relationship with them. Some people will even use church or the Bible as some sort of playbook or game book. They will attend church, find a victim, and jump in for the game. They typically do what they want when they want. Then there is the I am going to guy, but do not show any progress in getting anything done. Basically, everything he wants to do is stuck in his head. Another type of guy or girl is the person that needs coaching and getting things done. And if it don't happen, it just doesn't happen. This type of relationship will wear you out because you might start feeling like you're raising a stubborn child that you must tell something to over and over again. Then there are those that you meet that will try to impress you or bait you in with the things they claim to have or where they work. You may also come across the free spirit guy or girl with a self-centered lifestyle. They do things just because, and usually it's all about their needs. The do what I say guy would love for you to follow him or her and everything will be okay. That is until you start disagreeing or thinking for yourself. Pomeranians, if a guy starts saying you are too good for him, maybe he's telling the truth. But what he or she really mean is, I am not going to change who I am for you. So do not lower your standards to keep the relationship going, because one day you will realize the relationship is not going anywhere. And now your heart is involved and you will painfully let go, feeling like you've wasted your time. So believe it if you hear it. And if you hear something like, baby, you are too good for me, you might want to agree with him or her and keep moving. Once you find out a person is afraid or unwilling to commit, move on. But one of the most important things I want to say to you is, do not go into a relationship without first making sure that you are in love with you. If you are truly interested in falling in love, you must take the time to fall in love with you. Do not lower your standards to stay in a relationship. We talked about this in part 1. Learn to love every ounce of you, and then, Pomeranians, when you meet someone, take the time to find out who the real person is before you involve your heart. Make a pact with yourself that when you decide to fall in love, it will only be after you seek to see what is truly on the inside of that individual. Remember, we are all on our best behavior when meeting someone new to date, but take this opportunity to listen to the other person. I promise you, if you do not let the superficial stuff take a front row seat, over a short period of time, you will find out a lot about the person, good or bad. You want to find out things like how well the person treats your family. Do they have children? How often do they see them? What do they think about an ex? These things are important because past behavior is a good indicator of what a relationship just might look like with you. Do not drill your potential mate. Information will flow from their mouth over time. It's up to you to make sure your heart is guarded as you two get to know each other better. Check them out online or hire a detective. Put your life in your budget. If you spend hundreds of dollars on a purse or designer shoes, how about putting that value on your life? Hire a private detective to check his or her background. Don't be afraid to do this. You are protecting your life and perhaps the lives of your family and friends. You should also watch out for people who are anxious to move the relationship quickly without knowing who you are. A big no is don't be fooled by flattery or generosity, and let your guard down. Look guys, if you meet someone and they begin buying you things and giving you money, they might be buying you, and you might find yourself in a lot of trouble if you're not for sale. And don't fall for sob stories or give away your money. Some people will dine you with their last $100 with the plan to double their money later on, which will come from you, Power Radians. They are counting on you to freely give him or her the money after feeding you. I can hear you now. Girl, he paid $89 for our meal, so I'm going to go ahead and loan him the $500 because he needs it to fix his car. After all, we're going out next weekend. So now you have just refunded the money he paid out for your dinner date. And you've also given him an advance on your second date with money left over. Lots of people has been scammed this way because the person is counting on you, Power Radians, to feel like you have won the lottery with him or her entering your life. There are two types of gold diggers. It's called male and female. The common denominator that they share is to get or take something from you. Instead of thinking about putting on that tuxedo or wedding gown, think about what it would really look like to be tied to that person. So let's get to work, Power Radians. Find a great book on relationships and read it. If you have a tight schedule, see if an audiobook is available and listen to it as you go about your day. Be smart about your life. Now that you are on with all of these tools, it's time to go on that first date. So stay tuned for the next video on stepping out into the dating world and how to know if someone might be interested in you. So until next time, Power Radians, hold your power.
Your life, your dreams, your power. Better hold it. Hold your power. Hold your power, baby. Hold your power. Hold your power. Hold your power.